have Amber and Dawn come up here. Amber is the communications manager for Wonderbound, and Dawn is the producing director. They happen to be org members with us here at Denver Open Media, so we can attest to the fantastic work that they are doing. They are a contemporary nonprofit dance company. And yes, we'd love to find out more about what they're doing in the community. So they have artists all around Denver. All of their shows have live music, which is pretty awesome. We're going to hear a little bit more about that. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about your productions and what make those unique?
Well, first of all, thank you, Liz, and thank you, Denver Open Media, for honoring us as the nonprofit of the month. That is truly an honor, and it was very unexpected, so we really appreciate that. The other thing I want to say is, as members here, it is an invaluable service that you guys provide. So kudos on that. You guys are an amazing organization, and we really cherish everything that you guys give us.
Thank you. Well, it's really important to us because we don't do anything without the organizations that are actually taking advantage of the education and the resources that we have here. So
we take advantage.
Yeah,
we take advantage. We definitely take advantage.
Sam. Shout out to you, Sam. We see Sam down here all the time using some of the fantastic equipment that we have here. So that's great.
Yeah.
He couldn't be here tonight, unfortunately.
No worries.
Well, yeah, because he's videotaping something, probably with one of your cameras.
Probably with our equipment, yes.
So, yeah, just to kind of speak to your question about the season productions that we do. First of all, everything is a collaboration, either with live musicians or with a plethora of artists from all genres. Poets, magicians, visual artists, illustrators. I mean, the list goes on and on. We work with anyone and everyone because, as everybody knows, collaboration is really about making something that you couldn't do by yourself because other people elevate you. We do between 4 and 7 productions every single year, and by year I do mean about 9 months. So it's quite the schedule that we work on. But yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about our upcoming one at the end. I'll let Amber plug that at the end. So cool. Yeah.
Amber, anything that you want to add, or?
I just think that it's really cool that our rehearsal space is open to the public. So we're located on Park Avenue West and Broadway, and you can come in anytime and watch the dancers work and create their work. So I think that's just a really fun thing that we do.
Awesome. All right. So let's hear a little bit more about your space. Where are you all located?
Yeah. So we are, as Amber said, located at 1075 Park Ave West. So if you're not familiar with the area, that is really a place where you make wrong turns. It's right where Park and Broadway and Arapahoe, and then Park becomes a one-way the other way. And so it's kind of an intersection that can be very confusing for a lot of people. But our building is actually called Junction Box because it sits and serves as kind of an epicenter for creativity. So most of the meetings that we have with all of the artists that we work with happen at Junction Box, and it truly is, it's a nerve center. It's like a genesis and an incubator for real possibility for the arts to continue to evolve and to engage people who really normally might say, well, I hate dance. Okay, well, wait till you see what we do. I mean, most of the time that is the reaction that we get. So back to location. We are situated right in between the 3 homeless missions. So right next to us is the St. Francis Center, and then kitty corner is Denver Rescue Mission, and then just up the way. Whoa, was that a question? Somebody have a question? Huh? Jesus saves. Yes, Tony.
He's on top of it.
Jesus saves. You did it. And anyways, the other one is Catholic Charities. And so these missions have been there for a long, long time, and they're really not going to go anywhere, which is actually a beautiful thing for us because, like Amber said, we do invite guests in, but we also have these clear garage doors. And so our largest audience every day is the homeless. And they have really come to take a great ownership of the dance company in the respect that they have come to know the dancers by name because the dancers actually say good morning or hello or good evening. They treat them as human beings, which a lot of people don't. And a lot of that stems out of fear. But we're artists, and so we're fearless. And I mean, that's part of the culture, but it's also something that we've really, in the past 2 years, that we've come to understand is that when you treat a fellow human being like a human being, they are going to do the same and then tenfold for you. So every day, either through the garage doors if they're closed, like when it was snowing yesterday, or last week when we had them open, you have these gatherings of homeless people who are watching rehearsal. And not only are they watching, but they're critiquing. So I will see some of them because I know a lot of them by name, and I'll see some of them outside on the street, and they'll say, oh, well, that part with Julie and Damien, I don't know, that was really rough today. That's going to need some work. And and then I'll see them a week later, and they'll be like, oh, my God, that part with Julie and Damien was amazing. Oh, my God, it's incredible. But the thing that they're able to comment on is not just like the dancing prowess, but it's also the emotionality that our dancers have with each other, and how that can be either kind of, rocky to start, and then it comes to this place of like smooth as silk. And I tell you what, they are better than most dance critics out of New York who reviewed me during my career. Like, they know more about what they're talking about in dance than most critics out there. And I'm not trying to, if anybody's watching, oh my God, I'm not trying to say anything, but it's incredible the way that our community has embraced us, because we have opened ourselves to that community. And yeah, it's been an amazing voyage, and we've also had some people honestly been able to turn their lives around, and they have attributed that to us. And Amber's going to just give a couple examples of that.
Well, we did have these two gentlemen who would come by every day to watch rehearsal. Rain or shine, they would just come, and they would watch through the doors, or they would watch when they were open. And so they told us one day that they had actually gone and found jobs, because we had inspired them so much that they went and found jobs, and as a result of that, they found housing and completely turned their lives around. And they would come by and show us their paychecks and say, oh my goodness, this is my first paycheck, and we really attribute that to you. And stuff like that really impacts you. It's really important to realize that your art is making a difference.
Awesome. Well, we're very proud to call you a partner, and we really support all the fantastic work that you're doing. Let's get a round of applause for Wonderbound. That's really fantastic.
Thank you.
So I think that you all have a video that you were planning to show.
Before we do that, we have a show coming up on April 17th.
Plug it.
It's called Boomtown. It's with Chimney Choir. They're an indie rock band. They're amazing. So you should definitely come and check that out. Our website is wonderbound.com.
Awesome. Thank you.
She's communications. Yes, so the video, and I'll be real short. So this is about a 5-minute video that really kind of encompasses everything that Wonderbound does, and it was created by Sam. With
great.
Your equipment.
Woo-woo!
So
yes.
there you go.
And
there
so
you go.
You will be able to see this on our channel soon as well, I'm sure, if it's not already on there. So
great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. And we will cut to that video now. So long, Denver Open Media.
Demon bass drum got me dancing. Devil trombone got me dancing.
At Wonderbound, we believe in the strength of the individual, the power of community, and the immeasurable potential of collaboration. We revel in the intersection of tradition and ingenuity, vulnerability and courage, intimacy and openness. We value quality, rigorously pursued, passion tenaciously engaged, and dreams followed relentlessly.
If you break down Wonderbound's goal, I think it's simply the endeavor to inspire people to dream. We all know what it is to struggle. We all know what it is to be scared. We all know what it is to love. We all know what it is to have joy. What that looks like specifically for every individual might be different in the context of their narrative, but those fundamental experiences, those emotions, are universal.
Well, I think there are a number of things about Wonderbound that are exciting and different. Perhaps any one of which by itself is not entirely unique, but when you put them all together, I think makes for a pretty extraordinary package.
Wonderbound is really a big idea.
On a daily basis, people's lives are touched. It's kind of overwhelming in a really awesome way.
We really looked at the art form and said, what are the things within these traditions that are important, and which things can be let go of?
I think perhaps in other companies, you're not encouraged to experiment because it's so new and it's so different. You can't follow the formula for other dance companies.
So you go to see Wonderbound and you're seeing the work of a great dance company, but a great dance company working with a symphony orchestra, and maybe that's not that unusual, but also working with an indie rock band, or working with a magician, or working with a spoken word artist, or maybe all of them together on one program.
Each one of these collaborations, I have grown so much personally as an artist in what I'm doing, and so I hope that, you know, with each one of these that I do, I continue to evolve.
It adds art to the neighborhood. It adds drama to the neighborhood. It adds flavor to the neighborhood.
This is where the creative work can be its most impactful and set kind of a new cultural baseline.
On a daily basis, our biggest audience is the homeless. All the dancers, staff, and collaborators at Wonderbound engage with them. We talk about the neighborhood, our new projects, and rehearsals. These people have no dance background whatsoever, but they keep tabs on the dancers' progression, and that has made them our best critics because they really understand our process.
So this is not about changing the community. It's frankly about changing the lives of the people that are in that neighborhood, including the homeless.
That's not a simple path, and that's okay.
We truly believe that the arts are a vehicle for social change, and we're lucky enough to see it every day.
They work in the community, work with schools, work in senior centers.
Wonderbound's community education programs bring dance into the lives of over 18,000 at-risk kids every year. With arts programming continually being cut in the schools, these experiences are vital.
You'll see, like, when the kids are really interested. You know, they'll be sitting like really tall and they'll nod. Or sometimes, like, someone will do something beautiful in a pas de deux and the kids will be like, good job, good job.
Through Project Generations, we bring dance back into the lives of seniors at 4 assisted living facilities and 1 Alzheimer's unit.
Going into a memory care facility almost like home, meeting a gentleman there who was a phenomenal dancer and had no recollection of where he learned or where he had danced before. I started to notice that somebody was coming to dance with him when I was having the groups. Over time I learned that it was his wife. When she danced with him, he remembered that he was married to her.
There's this tendency to forget that the elderly actually want to be a part of the present and not just live in the past. They have a hunger to learn, they want to be creative, and they want to be engaged and active.
What's interesting to me about Wonderbound is that they're able to have all these other elements, you know, connection to neighborhood and place, connection to other art forms, connection to working on other social issues through the power of dance. But all of that comes from, at its core, great art. And that's really, really, really hard to do.
Do you consider us your friends?
Friends into family, okay.